Earth's strangest creatures teach Galactic Council. Welcome to the heart of the galaxy, where beings from all corners of the universe come together to discuss the future of intergalactic relations, progress, and the mysteries of life beyond the stars. This is the Galactic Council, a gathering of the brightest minds from various star systems, each with their own unique perspective on what it means to exist in this vast, ever-expanding universe. The Council's purpose is simple, yet profound: to ensure peace, share knowledge, and make decisions that affect not just one world or one species, but the entire galaxy. They hold meetings in a grand hall that sits at the center of the galaxy's most advanced space station, a place where ideas flow freely, and no question is too bold to ask. The members of this council are not your typical diplomats or scholars. They represent a variety of species, each bringing their own form of intelligence, wisdom, and experience. There are the Crate, a reptilian species with a keen understanding of survival and endurance in harsh environments. The Zith, a race of hyper-intelligent beings that communicate through telepathy, their minds connected to each other in ways humans can only imagine. Then there are the Nara, a race of energy beings who can shift between dimensions, experiencing time and space in ways that challenge the very notion of reality. And of course, humanity's representative, Ambassador Alara, a human who has risen to the top through sheer determination, intellect, and the unique ability of humans to adapt to any situation. Today's meeting is unlike any other. The Council has been presented with a special request from Earth, a world that has long been viewed as a relatively insignificant planet in the grand scheme of the galaxy. Earth, with its diverse species and unpredictable ecosystem, is often seen as chaotic and underdeveloped by galactic standards. However, the human ambassador has managed to catch the attention of the Council with a bold proposal presentation about Earth's strangest creatures. This presentation is expected to challenge the very way the Council views life. The creatures of Earth, with their unexpected behaviors, peculiar adaptations, and diverse ecosystems, are unlike anything the Council members have encountered before. And while many Council members are skeptical, others are intrigued. What can Earth's creatures teach the galaxy about resilience, adaptation, and survival? How can these creatures, often viewed as odd or even primitive, offer insights that the Council has missed in their centuries of exploration and research? The Council is curious, but cautious. They've seen the predictable patterns of life in the galaxy, life forms that evolve with clear purpose and efficiency. But Earth's creatures don't fit into that neat framework. And that's why they've agreed to this presentation, to see for themselves what lessons Earth's strangest creatures have to offer. As the meeting begins, the members settle in, ready to hear about the strange creatures of Earth. Some are eager, some are doubtful, but all are ready to witness something completely new. What follows will be a journey into the unknown, where the creatures of Earth challenge everything the Galactic Council thought they knew about life in the universe. And so, the stage is set, as the Council prepares to learn lessons from the most unexpected of teachers, Earth's strangest creatures. As the Galactic Council settles into their seats, the presentation begins. The lights dim slightly, and Ambassador Alara steps forward. With a confident smile, she gestures toward a holographic screen, which comes to life with a flash of light, displaying the first creature. It's a creature that, to many of the Council members, seems almost too simple, too slow to be of any interest. But Alara knows better. This creature has secrets that could change the way the Council sees life itself. "Meet the Sloth," Alara announces. The creature on the screen appears slow, almost comically so, hanging from a tree, its long, curved claws wrapped around a branch. Its face seems permanently sleepy, and its body moves in such a lethargic manner that one might assume it has no real purpose in the grand cycle of life. Ambassador Alara pauses for a moment, allowing the Council to absorb the image of the Sloth. The Zith appear skeptical, their telepathic exchanges sharp and rapid, no doubt wondering what this sluggish, seemingly defenseless creature could possibly offer. This, Alara continues, is a sloth. At first glance, it seems like one of the most impractical creatures you could imagine. It moves at a pace so slow that even the simplest tasks take hours to complete. But what's remarkable is its survival strategy. Despite its sluggishness, the sloth is incredibly resilient. It has one of the slowest metabolisms of any mammal, which allows it to survive on a diet of leaves, which are low in nutrients. Its slow metabolism means it doesn't need to eat much, and it can survive for weeks without food if necessary. She pauses as the hologram zooms in on the sloth's claws. And those claws? They aren't just for climbing. They're powerful enough to disarm predators. The sloth's natural defense is its ability to blend in perfectly with its environment. It moves so slowly that predators often don't even notice it's there. A ripple of surprise moves through the council. The Crate, who value physical strength, are particularly intrigued. They've never considered that slowing down could be an evolutionary advantage. The Zith, always focused on mental capabilities, are curious how such a simple creature could outlive more complex beings in its ecosystem. Ilara gives the council a moment to absorb the information, then moves on to the next creature. Next, we have the electric eel, she says. The screen changes, now showing a sleek, serpent-like creature, shimmering as it moves through murky water. The creature's body is lit up with electrical pulses, like a living lightning storm. The council members lean forward, their attention now fully captivated. This creature can generate up to 600 volts of electricity, Ilara explains. That's enough to stun prey or deter predators, but it doesn't stop there. The electric eel's electricity is not just for hunting. It also uses it to navigate and communicate with other eels. This ability to generate electrical pulses is a perfect example of how Earth's creatures have adapted to their environment in extraordinary ways. The Zith are especially interested in this. They too rely on forms of telepathy and energy communication, but the concept of using electricity to communicate and navigate is a revelation to them. The Crate, however, are more focused on the practicality of the electric shock. Why not use that power for combat? One of them wonders aloud. Ilara nods in agreement. It's possible. In fact, the electric eel has become an important study for energy-based technologies. Humans are already looking into harnessing the eel's unique abilities to develop bioelectric devices, potentially for medical or communication purposes. The Council is beginning to realize that Earth's creatures are not only diverse but offer potential insights into technologies that could change their own worlds. But the presentation isn't over yet. There's still one more creature to unveil. Finally, Ilara says, "Let me introduce you to the Axolotl." The screen shifts again, showing a small aquatic creature that looks almost like a miniature dragon, with feathery gills extending from either side of its head. Its smooth, soft skin glows faintly in the dim light. The axolotl is a salamander native to Earth's lakes. It has the unique ability to regenerate entire limbs, its spinal cord, and even parts of its heart. Not only does it regenerate, but it does so without any scarring or loss of function. Its incredible healing abilities make it one of the most remarkable creatures on Earth, and it has puzzled scientists for centuries. The council members exchange looks of amazement. To them, who are accustomed to advanced medical technologies that can heal wounds or regenerate cells, the concept of a creature that can regenerate entire limbs, organs, and even parts of its brain is mind-boggling. Humans have long been fascinated by the axolotl's regenerative capabilities, Ilara continues. There are already efforts underway to study its genes, hoping to uncover the secrets of its healing process. If humans can unlock the mechanisms behind its regenerative powers, they could revolutionize medical science, not just for humans, but for any species. The Nera, who have an innate understanding of energy and biology, are especially intrigued. They begin telepathically discussing the possibility of using regenerative biology, not just for healing, but for longevity. Could this concept of limitless regeneration be applied to their own species, or even to the broader galaxy? Each of these creatures, Ilara says, turning to face the council, may seem strange and irrelevant on the surface, but their abilities are proof of life's incredible adaptability. They have each found unique solutions to the challenges of their environment, and humans are learning from them, taking their lessons into their own technologies and innovations. The atmosphere in the room has shifted. The members of the Galactic Council are no longer dismissing Earth's creatures as insignificant oddities. They are beginning to see them as valuable teachers beings that may hold the answers to questions the Council hasn't even thought to ask. Elara finishes her presentation with a quiet smile. What Earth's creatures teach us is not just about survival, but about the power of adaptation, resilience, and ingenuity. And perhaps, just perhaps, it's time for the galaxy to look beyond its expectations and embrace the unexpected. As the holographic images fade, the Council sits in stunned silence, each member deep in thought. The creatures of Earth, once dismissed as primitive or insignificant, have now earned their place in the galactic conversation. The question is no longer, what can Earth's creatures teach us? But rather, what have we been missing all along? The presentation is over, but the impact of these bizarre creatures will continue to resonate within the Council for a long time to come. After the Council has had some time to reflect on Earth's remarkable creatures, the atmosphere in the room shifts again. The holographic displays flicker, and Ambassador Elara prepares to delve into the next topicon that is just as crucial to understanding Earth's rise in galactic affairs: the rapid and unpredictable technological evolution of humanity. Now, let's move from the natural world to the world of human invention, Elara says as she begins. Earth's technology is not as old or as advanced as what you might see on some of your home worlds. But it is a story of incredible acceleration, a story of breakthroughs, failures, and the constant pursuit of improvement. The Council members are still captivated by the idea of Earth's strange creatures, but their curiosity is piqued. They know that technology, more than any other factor, will ultimately determine the future of Earth within the galaxy. Elara continues, her voice steady and confident. Human history is full of inventions that changed the course of their world, she explains. The first images now appearing on the holographic screen. The first shows an early human invention, a crude stone wheel. Take the wheel, she says, a simple concept, but one that changed everything. In a way, it was the first true technological leap. It enabled faster transportation, trade, and exploration. But it wasn't just the wheel that allowed humans to progress. It was their ability to refine, adapt, and build upon that idea. The wheel fades out, replaced by an image of steam engines, then trains, and finally, the first automobiles. Centuries later, humans discovered the power of steam. This was another turning point, leading to the Industrial Revolution. With the invention of steam engines, Earth saw the creation of factories, mass production, and a shift in society. But this was just the beginning. Humanity didn't stop there, they kept pushing forward. Now, the screen shifts to show the first airplanes, then rockets soaring into the sky. The airplane, the rocket, the computer, the internet, each of these inventions marks a significant step forward for humanity. But it's not just the individual inventions themselves that are fascinating. What's truly remarkable is how humans continually build on one another's work. Unlike many species in the galaxy, humans seem to learn faster, adapt quicker, and improve continuously. The Council members are paying close attention. The Zith, who value intellect and intellectual progress, are nodding slowly. The Crate, who are less inclined to value innovation and more focused on tradition, are now curious what makes these humans so special. The key, Elara continues, lies in their approach to failure. Where many species would see a mistake or failure as a setback, humans see it as a lesson. They embrace trial and error, testing their ideas, learning from their mistakes, and improving along the way. The screen now flashes through various historical inventions and events. First, the printing press, then medical advancements like vaccines, and eventually computers, smartphones, and artificial intelligence. Consider the last century. Earth has gone from a world of limited communication to one of instant connection. From the first computers that took up entire rooms to devices that fit in the palm of your hand, this rapid acceleration is unprecedented in galactic history. The rise of artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and biotechnology promises to reshape the future. The Council is clearly impressed, though some still question Earth's ability to handle such power. The Nera, particularly, are intrigued by the intersection of biology and technology. They wonder how humans will manage to integrate their rapidly evolving technologies into the natural world. Ilara picks up on the mood in the room. I know what you're thinking. How can such a young species, one so prone to rapid change, be trusted with this technology? The answer is not simple. Earth has made mistakes, and it will continue to make them. But the drive to improve, the need to solve problems, and the ability to adapt to unforeseen challenges, these qualities make humans unique. They may stumble, but they always rise again. The screen changes again, now showing a globe of Earth, with various technologies lighting up on the electric cars, solar panels, and space stations. Look at what they are doing now, Ilara says. Humanity is not just advancing in traditional technology, but they are also focusing on sustainable solutions. They are developing green energy technologies to counteract the damage caused by their own rapid growth. Solar power, wind energy, and electric vehicles are just the beginning. Earth's future, though uncertain, is one that seeks balance. They have learned to adapt to their mistakes. A brief pause. Ilara looks around at the Council, meeting their eyes one by one. But it is important to note that Earth's greatest strength, perhaps, lies in its imperfections. Humanity's hunger to improve, their constant striving for better solutions, often drives them to explore areas that others would consider beyond reach. Their flaws, whether in politics, economy, or environmentally, fuel their determination to make the next leap. As we look at Earth's technological future, we must understand that it is not just about the technologies they develop, but about their drive to overcome the challenges that technology can bring. With that, the holograms fade out, and the room is filled with murmurs of contemplation. The Council, while still unsure of Earth's ultimate place in the galaxy, has seen something remarkable. The human ability to adapt, to innovate, and to continually evolve in the face of adversity is clear. Earth may be young, but it is not a species to be underestimated. Ilara closes her presentation. One thing is certain: they will keep evolving, and as they do, they will become an even greater force to reckon with. The Council members sit in silence, deep in thought, as the weight of Ilara's words begins to settle. Earth's technological evolution, driven by its own relentless desire to improve, has made its mark on the galaxy. Whether that mark will be positive or negative is still up for debate. But one thing is clear: Earth's journey is only just beginning. As the last hologram fades from the projection and the room settles into a soft murmur, Ambassador Ilara's voice rises, urging the Galactic Council to reflect on everything they've just learned. The weight of her words hangs in the air, and each representative from the various species processes the information in their own way. The Council's reactions are diverse, ranging from awe and cautious optimism to skepticism and concern. The first to speak is Varnak, the leader of the Crate delegation, a race known for its reverence of tradition and deep suspicion of anything that disrupts the natural order. His voice, deep and resonant, cuts through the room. Fascinating, Varnak begins, his eyes narrowing as he assesses the data. But all I hear is a tale of constant struggle and chaos. Humanity seems driven by an insatiable need for advancement. But at what cost? These technological leaps, while impressive, are nothing more than reactions to their own mistakes. They seem to rely on trial and error, pushing forward even when their own actions lead them astray. A low rumble of agreement comes from the Crate delegation. They are not convinced that humanity's hunger for progress is a virtue. To them, evolution and survival are not driven by relentless expansion, but by balance and harmony. You speak of mistakes, Varnak, Ilara responds calmly. But every civilization, whether it's yours, mine, or any other, has learned through trial and error. The difference with humanity is that their errors are often stepping stones. They may stumble, but they always rise again, faster and stronger. It's this resilience that sets them apart from other species in the galaxy. Varnak's posture stiffens, but he does not interrupt. The room falls silent as the next voice rises this time. It is Orneath, the leader of the Zith. A race known for their thirst for knowledge and deep intellectual curiosity, the Zith are less concerned with the stability of a species and more focused on its capacity to evolve intellectually and technologically. I must admit, I find Earth's progress intriguing, Orneath says thoughtfully, her voice calm but intense. Their speed of development is unparalleled in any of our records. We have seen species that evolve over millennia, but humanity compresses that process into centuries, sometimes decades. What truly interests me is not just the technology itself, but their ability to adapt. It is unlike anything we've encountered before. A few members of the council murmur in agreement. Orneath pauses, considering her next words carefully. But what of their ethics? Their history is riddled with conflict, destruction, and exploitation. While their technology advances, I wonder if they will ever reach a point where they can harness their inventions without bringing about their own downfall. Ilara nods in recognition. Yes, that is a valid concern. Humanity's history is filled with both brilliance and brutality. But there is a growing movement within their society to address these flaws and increasing recognition of the need for balance between their technological advances and the health of their planet, and more importantly, the well-being of their people. I believe their future will be defined by how they manage this balance. Orneath looks skeptical but says nothing more, her mind clearly racing with possibilities. Next to speak is Kiri Khan, an emissary from the Nara Speciesa race, known for their philosophical outlook on life and their focus on the integration of technology with nature. Kiri Khan's people are interested in how technology can serve a greater harmony with the environment, rather than exploit it. I agree with Orneath. Kiri Khan begins, his voice gentle yet firm. Earth has made great strides in technology, but I find their lack of foresight troubling. The rapid growth of their cities, their disregard for the environment in favor of progress, these are things we must consider carefully. Can a species that burns through its resources so quickly truly be sustainable? Or are they doomed to repeat the same mistakes of past civilizations that consumed themselves with their own creations? The Nara delegation nods in quiet agreement. Many of them are troubled by the relentless industrialization they've observed on Earth, and they worry that humanity's rapid pace of development may lead to disastrous consequences for their planet. I understand your concerns, Kiri Khan, Ilara responds with a measured tone. But Earth is not unaware of its environmental issues. While their industrial history is one of unchecked growth, they have also made great strides in sustainability. Their advancements in solar energy, electric vehicles, and eco-friendly technologies are moving the species toward a more balanced future. The question is, will they adopt these new methods fast enough to avoid environmental collapse? Kiri Khan is not entirely convinced but remains silent. The room grows quieter, and the tension between the council members becomes palpable. The final voice to speak is that of an elder from the Tori, a species who hold the belief that technology should always serve a higher moral purpose. Their culture places an immense value on the ethical implications of scientific progress, and they are slow to embrace anything they see as dangerous or morally ambiguous. While I respect what I've heard today, the Tori elder, Tsarak, begins, I cannot shake the feeling that humanity's speed of development may lead them to a precipice they cannot avoid. Their technological capacity is growing too quickly, and with it, their ability to cause harm. How many weapons, how many tools of destruction have they created in their pursuit of knowledge? How many will they create before they destroy themselves in the process? The room falls into a heavy silence. Many of the council members now exchange uneasy glances. There is a growing sense of unease. Can humanity truly control the power they are amassing? Ilara, sensing the tension, speaks again. I understand the concerns of the council, she says, But it is precisely this ability to change, adapt, and learn from their mistakes that will ultimately save them. Earth's story is not one of blind destruction. It is a story of constant evolution, of learning from the past and seeking a better future. Yes, there will be challenges. Yes, there will be setbacks. But humanity's resilience, their will to improve, is what sets them apart from other species. A long pause follows her words. The council members are deep in thought, processing the complexity of the situation. They have seen many civilizations rise and fall, each with its own unique qualities. But none of them have ever seen a species quite like humanity, so flawed, so driven, and yet so capable of change. Finally, after what feels like an eternity, Varnak speaks again, his voice less harsh than before. Perhaps, he says slowly, humanity is not a lost cause. We will have to wait and see if they can prove us wrong. Orniath, Kirikan, and Zarak all nod in agreement, though their concerns remain. There is a sense of unresolved tension in the room, but also a grudging respect for Earth's potential. The Council knows this is just the beginning. Earth's path and its place in the galaxy is still uncertain. But one thing is clear: humanity is a force to be reckoned with, for better or for worse. With that, the room falls into quiet contemplation once again, each member reflecting on what they've just heard, wondering what the future holds for Earth and for the galaxy at large. The room, once filled with tension, now hums with a renewed energy as the debate begins to settle. The Galactic Council, having spent hours debating humanity's potential and its place in the galaxy, slowly reaches a consensus. There is a noticeable shift in the atmosphere. What began as skepticism has now evolved into cautious intrigue, and in some corners, even cautious optimism. Elara's voice breaks the silence, her tone measured yet filled with a sense of purpose. The discussions we've had today have been invaluable. Each of you has brought forward your own experiences, your knowledge, and your concerns regarding humanity. And while some doubts remain, there is a growing recognition that Earth may indeed be more than what we initially assumed. We are faced with a species that is at a crossroads, a species that has the potential to either collapse under the weight of its own rapid progress or rise to meet the challenges that lie ahead. But we cannot overlook their remarkable capacity for adaptation and innovation. She pauses, looking around the room. Every eye is on her, each delegate deep in thought, processing what they've just heard. The holographic displays showing Earth's history and technological advancements still linger in the background, their glowing images casting a soft light on the proceedings. The sense of something pivotal is in the air. It's as if the Council knows that this moment will shape the future, not just of Earth, but of the galaxy itself. Ambassador Lysira, the representative of the Enlian species, known for their long lifespans and vast experience, is the first to break the silence. Her voice is calm and wise, like the ocean, deep and steady. Elara is right, Lysira says, but I believe we must also look at this situation through a more long-term lens. Earth has yet to experience the full consequences of their technological explosion. Their rapid advancement, while impressive, comes at a price. Their ecosystems are fragile, and their resources finite. As we saw in the analysis of their resource usage, they are reaching a tipping point. There is a murmur of agreement from the delegation of Enlian, their faces reflecting a mix of concern and contemplation. But, Lysira continues, this is not a hopeless situation. Their history shows us that they are not afraid to make difficult decisions. Earth's greatest strength, in my opinion, is their ability to come together in moments of crisis. They may stumble, they may fail, but they will learn from it. It is this resilience that gives them hope, even in the face of their own shortcomings. Kiri Khan, the Nara emissary, leans forward, his eyes filled with a new understanding. His people have always been wary of civilizations that prioritize technological growth over sustainability. But what he's heard today has shifted his perspective. I think, he begins slowly, that we have overlooked something crucial. While it's true that humanity's unchecked growth poses a risk to their world, it's equally true that they are beginning to recognize the need for a new balance. The shifts in their policies regarding sustainability, green technologies, and the growing global awareness of environmental issues signal that they are not blind to the challenges they face. They are learning and evolving. He pauses, glancing around the room, then continues, "Perhaps, instead of focusing solely on their flaws, we should look at their potential for change. Maybe this is a species we should help guide, not just monitor from a distance." Tsarak, the elder from the Tory delegation, who had expressed so much concern earlier, now appears lost in thought. His people believe that technology should always serve a greater good, and for the first time, he's beginning to consider the possibility that humanity might be on a path toward this very goal. "There is merit to what Kiri Khan says," Tsarak adds. "We have long feared that humanity would destroy itself with its own creations, but perhaps we have underestimated their capacity for ethical growth. Their history, while violent, is also a history of self-correction. They have developed systems of governance, justice, and ethics, even if imperfectly. In many ways, they are closer to understanding the true nature of power and responsibility than other species we have encountered." There's a quiet ripple of agreement from the Tory delegation. Tsarak's words have begun to resonate with them, and for the first time, there's a sense of cautious hope in the room. Varnak, the Crate leader, who had been the most vocal in his criticism of humanity's behavior, now speaks again. His tone is softer, more reflective. "I have always believed that civilizations are defined by their stability and harmony with nature," he says. "Humanity has often shown a lack of respect for this balance. It is clear that they are waking up to the need for change. They are capable of profound transformation. Perhaps they will find a way to evolve without losing what is essential to their survival." The Crate delegation remains quiet, but there is a shift in their body language, as if they too are beginning to reconsider their stance on humanity. Ilara, sensing the changing mood in the room, speaks again, her voice filled with a renewed sense of determination. "This is the point where we must decide. Do we view humanity as a potential threat, or do we see them as a species with great potential for growth, one that could be a valuable ally in the galaxy?" The Council has been a place for diplomacy and understanding. We have always sought to protect the fragile balance of the galaxy, but that balance does not just mean preserving the status quo. It means helping emerging civilizations like humanity find their way, guiding them to a future where they can contribute to the greater good. She looks each delegate in the eye, her gaze unwavering. "We cannot afford to sit back and wait for them to fail. If we want to prevent another collapse like we've seen with other civilizations, we must actively engage with humanity, share our knowledge, and offer our support. Their development does not need to come at the expense of the galaxy's well-being." There's a moment of silence as her words sink in. The council members look at each other, some deep in thought, others reflecting on the long history of their respective species. The weight of Ilara's words is not lost on them. Ambassador Orniath of the Zith, who had remained largely quiet during the previous discussions, finally speaks. Her voice is measured but tinged with a new understanding. "Ilara makes a compelling case. I have always believed that knowledge, once shared, could be the key to a species' survival. Perhaps this is the path we should take with Earth. They may not have all the answers, but they are asking the right questions. It is time we help them find the right solutions." One by one, the representatives nod in agreement. The mood in the room has changed dramatically. What was once a council filled with doubt and apprehension now radiates with cautious optimism, a shared vision for humanity's future in the galaxy. Ilara, sensing the shift, speaks once more, her voice filled with resolve. "This is a new perspective we must adopt, not just for humanity, but for every species we encounter in the future. We must evolve beyond our old ways of thinking. Let us not be blinded by a species' past mistakes, but instead, let us guide them towards a brighter future where we, as a galactic community, work together to achieve something greater than the sum of our parts." And with that, the room falls into a heavy, thoughtful silence. The Council has spoken. They are no longer mere observers of humanity's fate. They are active participants in its future. The decision has been made. The galaxy will not turn its back on Earth. It will offer guidance, support, and hope. Now it is up to humanity to prove that it is worthy of this new opportunity. As the meeting adjourns, a quiet sense of solidarity lingers in the air. The Council may not have all the answers, but one thing is clear. Earth's future and the future of the galaxy are now linked in ways they never were before. As the final words of the meeting echo in the room, a sense of quiet anticipation settles among the Council. The debates, the analysis, and the shifting perspectives have all led to one undeniable conclusion. Earth is at a crossroads. The species, with all its flaws and complexities, holds within it the potential to become something much greater. But for that to happen, there needs to be a shift not just in the policies and actions of Earth itself, but in the mindset of the Council and the greater galactic community. Elara stands once again, her voice calm yet filled with a quiet conviction that resonates across the room. We are witnessing the dawn of a new era, not just for Earth, but for the galaxy as a whole. We, as the Galactic Council, have spent centuries observing, guiding, and sometimes even intervening in the development of young species. But today, we face a crucial moment, the chance to redefine what it means to be a community, a collective of beings working together across vast distances, across different worlds and cultures. She pauses for a moment, allowing her words to settle. The delegates listen intently, each one aware that they are part of something much larger than their individual species. It is easy to fall into the trap of judgment, Elara continues, her tone now softer, more introspective. We've seen countless civilizations rise and fall throughout the ages. Some have failed because they could not adapt. Others have succeeded through sheer force or intellect. But Earth's case is different. Their potential is not defined solely by their technology, their history, or their struggles. It is defined by something far more complex, their ability to change, to learn, and to grow. She looks around the room, meeting the eyes of each representative. And this, she says, her voice gaining strength, is where we, as a council, must evolve. We must let go of the biases that cloud our judgment. We must embrace the uncertainty, the chaos, and the unpredictability of what humanity represents. Because in the end, it is not their past that will define them, it is what they choose to do next. And we have the unique opportunity to guide them, to help them shape their future. Ambassador Lysira, whose wise counsel had once focused on the risks of unchecked growth, now speaks up. Elara is right. I have spent centuries observing species on the edge of their evolution. Many failed because they were not given the space to change, to adapt, and to overcome their own limitations. We must not make that same mistake with Earth. Kiri Khan, the Nara emissary, nods thoughtfully. It is all too easy to focus on the negative aspects of a species, its faults, its flaws. But what we've witnessed today is a species with the capability for reflection and self-correction. That is something we should not take lightly. They may not be where we are, but they are on a path of progress, and we can help them stay on course. Serac, the Crate Elder, who had once been the most skeptical, now speaks with a sense of understanding. Perhaps we have been too quick to judge Earth based on their current state. After all, the galaxy has never seen a species quite like this. Their ability to question, to evolve, and to grow makes them worthy of our support, not our judgment. The room falls into a quiet reflection. The council members, once divided, now share a common understanding. The discussion has moved beyond mere diplomacy. It has evolved into a call for openness and humility. Elara looks around one last time, her voice steady but filled with purpose. We must acknowledge that the future is uncertain. No species, no matter how advanced, can predict every challenge or outcome. But if we approach this moment with open minds, with compassion, and with a willingness to embrace the unknown, we can help Earth take the next step on its journey. And in doing so, we will not just shape their future, we will shape our own, as a galaxy united in progress, hope, and mutual understanding. The delegates sit in silence, the weight of Alara's words sinking in. The future of Earth, the path forward is uncertain, but one thing is clear: open-mindedness and a willingness to guide, not judge, will be the keys to success. And with that, the council adjourns, leaving behind a sense of purpose. A new chapter has begun. The Galactic Council had barely finished their meeting when something unexpected happened, something that none of the delegates could have predicted. Back on Earth, the proceedings of the Council, the discussions, and the revelations about humanity's potential were leaked to the public. What was intended to be a confidential exchange of ideas between the galaxy's most powerful minds suddenly went viral. Every major media outlet, social platform, and news network exploded with the news that Earth had been the subject of intense scrutiny by intergalactic leaders. At first, the people of Earth were in shock. The idea that they were being watched, analyzed, and debated by beings from distant stars was both awe-inspiring and unsettling. But as the days passed, something remarkable began to happen. Rather than panic or fear, the public's reaction was overwhelmingly positive. People began to view their species with a renewed sense of pride, curiosity, and optimism. The very fact that the Galactic Council had recognized their potential and that their flaws were now being acknowledged in a broader context gave many a sense of hope. The hashtag #EarthRising began trending globally, a movement that symbolized a collective call to embrace change, to strive for improvement, and to step into a future where Earth was no longer seen as a backwater planet, but as an equal participant in a grand galactic community. The viral twist had done what the Council had hoped. It had sparked a global conversation, one that stretched beyond borders, cultures, and ideologies. Earth was no longer just a planet on the fringes of the galaxy. It was now part of something far larger, and humanity was ready to take its place. What had started as a confidential discussion in a distant council chamber had turned into a viral catalyst for change, bringing the entire planet one step closer to its cosmic future. As the story unfolds and Earth begins to awaken to its place in the universe, it's clear that this is just the beginning. The question now is, what will we do with this newfound knowledge and opportunity? Will we continue to be a divided species, or will we unite in the face of something far bigger than ourselves? It's time for us to act, to rethink our priorities, to embrace diversity, not just on Earth, but across the galaxy. If humanity can show the Galactic Council that we are ready for change, perhaps we can prove to ourselves that we are ready to be more than we've ever imagined. Let's make sure this viral moment isn't just a passing trend. Let's build the future together. EarthRising is just the beginning, and we all have a part to play. What do you think humanity's role in the galaxy should be? Share your thoughts, join the conversation, and let's build a new, unified vision for the future. Subscribe and comment below. The galaxy is watching. It's time for us to step up,